All right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Taylor Benterud. Let's get straight into today's video. This is the final video of the three-part series we're doing to discuss the three most important things I learned after spending about $80,000 on lots of different courses that I bought to help me grow my business, Better AMS. But today's video is going to be about 10 things you can do to make major energy optimizations. The lesson came from the one and only Sam Ovens in his Quantum Mastermind. So before we get into the video, the reason why we're doing this is 1, save you 80 grand, 2, save you thousands of hours spent going through courses, and 3, help you, of course, grow your business. Let's get straight into it. Okay, so here we are in the whiteboard, and before we get into the 10 amazing things you can do to take your energy to a whole new level and take your productivity to a whole new level, first, let's just talk about the fact that every human on earth has 24 hours in a day. And although that humans have the same equal amount of time in a day, the energy is not the same and the results is not the same. So let's just say that this is like a graph of results, and this is a $1 billion company and this is a six-figure company. What's funny is that if you start a company at the same time as this guy, like this is you over here and this is your competitor in 10 years who starts at the same time as you might reach $1 billion, and you might reach only $100,000 per month or per year company. And why is that? Well, this video is going to help explain why some people achieve extraordinary results and why others just don't. And a lot of it has to do with energy management and basically getting more out of yourself. So that's where number 1 comes in, and these are very basic fundamental things that I learned in the Quantum Mastermind that I didn't even think of before Sam was like, do this right away. This is number 1. First thing he said when we joined this mastermind was hire a chef, okay? Number 1 reason why you should hire a chef is because if you are cooking your own food, you're wasting a ridiculous amount of time every single week, and that time could be put into growing your business. Now, keep in mind the people that are in this mastermind are all pretty much doing 7 to 8 figures per year in their business, so they can definitely afford to hire a chef. But keep in mind, what's also really cool is that pretty much nobody in that mastermind had a chef. And then after they joined, they all never cooked their food again because they realized, what was I thinking cooking my food? And the other reason is because the quality of the food is much better, which gives you way more energy. So if your spouse is cooking the food for you, or if you're cooking the food for you, they likely won't be able to do it. In some cases they can, but likely they're not going to be able to do it as well as a chef who can cook you with the amazing food with the best ingredients. They can measure your food, how much intake of this you have, how much intake of that, and they can basically optimize your food, and which will drastically optimize your body, which is insane. Number 2 is hire a maid. If you're cleaning your house, that's absolutely ridiculous. Don't waste your time cleaning your house, and hire a maid. It's going to improve your mood, not only because you have a more clean house, but it's also just going to save you way more time if you're walking around your house, doing laundry, cleaning the floors, and wiping stuff. That's an absolute waste of time, and you should spend that energy growing your business, okay? Number 3 is hire a personal trainer. Again, working out is something that you shouldn't really be doing for having a six-pack and looking great unless you want to do that. But from the standpoint of business, it should be done at a minimum 3 times a week for the energy that you get from that, okay? Because you get way more energy. If you don't work out, you get lethargic, you get overweight. When you get overweight, you don't have as much energy as you used to have, or you just never, no way you're going to have as much energy as someone that is fit compared to someone that is overweight. It's as simple as that at the end of the day. It doesn't matter how much caffeine that the overweight person drinks, the natural energy high that the person of someone who's fit and works out is going to be 10x that of someone who's overweight. Maybe not 10x, but it's going to definitely be double. So the other thing is just get a sleeping routine. Now, Sam was very adamant about people getting an Oura ring, and it's a good recommendation because I used to sleep at just random times. I used to just go to bed at sometimes 2 a.m., sometimes 9 p.m., sometimes 12 a.m., and I didn't think it was that big of a deal. Then I started getting into a sleep routine, and dude, I just felt amazing. I felt way more clear up here in my brain, and I felt like I could make way better decisions. And the Oura ring helps you measure the quality of your sleep, because it's one thing to just subjectively say, oh yeah, I feel good. It's another thing to have an Oura ring that tells you that, hey, yeah, you had a shit sleep last night and you need to fix that. Here's how, or here's why you had a bad sleep. So get the Oura Ring. It's your measuring stick. It's the tool that you can use to help you measure if your sleep was good. There's other tools you can use, but this one is the most basic and cost-effective one that you can get. Buy the fastest Wi-Fi. So you'd think, again, running a business that's online, where I'm 24/7 working on my laptop, that I would buy the fastest Wi-Fi. Well, I didn't have the fastest Wi-Fi until, again, Sam was in the mastermind. He's like, he just randomly kind of said this. Again, these aren't things that he said that in order, but getting the fastest Wi-Fi was like, why didn't I do this? Obviously, if the page loads 1/10 of a second faster, I mean, if you're opening 1,000 pages a day, you can do the math on how much time you're saving, and then you can multiply that by the amount of days in the year, and then multiply that by 10 years, and there you go. You've just saved yourself like 10 days of life. Buy the fastest laptop. Buy a good laptop, okay? Don't have a shit laptop. Buy a good laptop, because if you're going to be working online, guess what? You need to have a good tool that runs fast. The seventh thing is love where you work. So basically optimize the office or the place where you work to be an environment that you actually like to step into. Don't work out of a shoe closet. Don't work against like a wall. If you can, work next to a window or close to a window, somewhere that has natural light. Ideally, you can have a view within your office. That's nice. It's not, if you live somewhere in like a rural neighborhood where you can't really have a view with like a nice, I don't know, view, it doesn't really matter. You can still work next to a window that has natural light. Trust me, it's just going to do some wonders for your brain. Your brain does not like to work in secluded shoe closets that don't have any natural light in them, and they have those weird psychotic white lights that they use in insane asylums, okay? Work somewhere that you actually really love to work, and you're going to be more excited to work, and you're going to work longer, and you're going to just be more productive. Number 8 is actually take a day off, okay? So taking a day off is super important, because when you don't take any time off, you can't really step back and objectively look at your business and get outside of the box. When you're in the system, it's hard to kind of get out of it and look at it from an observer standpoint. And it also just helps you, of course, recharge, right? For 2-3 years, I never took a day off, and then I got in this mastermind. Sam was like, yeah, like you need to take a day off. And I was like, okay, let me try this out. Started taking Sundays off. It was phenomenal. Then take a week off. Again, it's another thing I learned. Taking a week off at least once every 3 to 4 months is revolutionary. It is a huge recharge period. It also allows you to go and just read a lot of books and just think very clearly from, again, a totally unique environment that'll allow you to objectively look at your business from a whole different dimension or a whole different lens. That'll give you a lot of insights that you otherwise would have never had you taken that week off. Just because you're taking a week off and you're not going to be working doesn't mean that you're not going to be thinking about work. Like, you can try to completely disconnect, but when you try to completely disconnect, what's amazing is you start to get these weird, fresh ideas about like how to do this or how to do that just didn't come to you. And your brain just starts building these neural pathways that just were never there before, because you're in a totally different environment, because you're not working, because you're reading books that are opening up different ideas. It gets the juices flowing, and just trust me, you're going to feel amazing after taking a week off. And number 10 is build a work routine. So don't just work through random times. Ideally, if you're the personality type that can handle this, it's amazing. My personality type aligns with this perfectly, but I work from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. That's the time slot that I work. And from 9 to roughly 11:30 is when I'm hanging out with my girlfriend, Nicole. And that's an agreement that we have. She knows that I'm always going to be finishing work at 9 p.m. And on Sundays, we're going to be taking the day off. And then once every 3 months, we're going to be taking a week off. So these things have tremendously helped me get more out of myself and basically have better, more clear decision making and just feel better. So yeah, there's a lot of time. If you do all these 10 things, believe me, you're probably going to get double or triple what you get done in a month or a week now compared to not doing these 10 things. Okay, so let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about this. This is the final of the 3-part series. I could do another series on the things that I didn't learn that are also really important I could do another 3 things. But anyways, curious to know if you found this valuable or if you found this very fundamental. I do recommend you do all these 10 things. I have done all of these 10 things, and they are amazing. So I also highly recommend them, okay? Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Thank you so much for the love. And let me know if you have any future video recommendations. Those are greatly appreciated. Myself and Mr. Hawkins here are running out of ideas. We need ideas, okay? Thank you so much. Thanks, guys. Ciao.